What is up guys, it's your boy Solam here, back with another classic WoW video. And today we actually have an update on hardcore servers. So if you remember, just a couple of weeks ago, I think it's 3 weeks at this point, we had a pop-up and in the 10.1 PTR, there was a pop-up for hardcore realms in the interface code. Meaning that there was some actual code and strings made for hardcore servers. There were quite a few in fact talking about hardcore pop-up for the screen at the realm select menu, basically hinting towards hardcore servers being actually data mined in patch 10.1. Now this could be done for several reasons. I went even more in depth into that in that video where I talk more about why this has happened. Basically, Blizzard has done this before where they put something into the retail PTR for them to fork it down into Classic. Basically, they're both working on the same client and the same database, and they can basically have one folder for World of Warcraft and 2 subfolders for retail and for Classic. So when they put something into 10.1 on the PTR, they can then take those folders and duplicate them and throw them into Classic as well. Now the news of those hardcore servers or hardcore pop-ups being data mined in the strings and being data mined in that interface code really made people happy, and rightfully so. It is the first hint we actually have towards hardcore servers, but Blizzard said nothing about it. This was not actually found by Blizzard, this was actually not published or announced by Blizzard themselves. This was found by someone on Twitter doing some data mining for patch 10.1 on the PTR, and this actually came up on Wowhead as well after I made that video talking about this hardcore realm functionality in the code. Now one thing that I completely missed out on myself, and also probably I missed out on it, and one of the major reasons why is that I usually use Wowhead as my source for news, and these like pop-ups, they're gone, they're no longer in the files, and this was posted as a follow-up 5 days later by the same Twitter user. So you can see right here, Warcraft 10.1 PTR has a pop-up for hardcore realms in its interface code. Global strings do not exist, so there's no details, but there are warnings on realm selection and on character creation, and I actually went to that GitHub and you could find a very lengthy text showing all the different Lewis and also text files and codes relating to hardcore. Now 5 days later, on March 15, it was gone. It was removed from that from the interface code and removed from the PTR. Now the question is, why? Now, in my opinion, there's 3 things that could have happened. I'm gonna mention every one of them and talk more in depth about each individual one. Number 1, Blizzard put it in by mistake and it's still in early development. Number 2, Blizzard put it in, then copied it into a future Classic PTR, and then deleted it. Number 3, it is removed because they won't do it after all. Let's talk about this in chronological order, going back to number 1. Blizzard put it in by mistake, it is still in early development. So basically, this one right here refers to Blizzard working on hardcore servers, and for some reason they put it into this PTR by mistake, when they were supposed to put it into an internal patch instead and work more on the codes before publishing it. This could very well have happened, so they were supposed to put it into an internal patch where they could work on it internally with their employees before publishing it or putting it into an actual PTR, aka public test realm. Number 2, Blizzard put it in, copied it into a future Classic PTR, and then deleted it. This one I also think could have very well happened, like it's usually what they do here. They put it in to the retail PTR, then they copy it into a future Classic PTR. I don't really know if they usually delete it from the retail PTR afterwards, but it would make sense if they do so. So maybe in this case, this pop-up served the exact purpose it was supposed to. It was supposed to go onto the PTR for 10.1, and then they were supposed to fork it down into a Classic client, which is something they might already have done. They might already have forked these codes into a Classic PTR client, or a Classic PTR patch that hasn't been pushed out yet, but is on the horizon and coming out very soon. Now number 3, and this one is more unlikely in my opinion, but that is because I'm kind of biased on this subject, and that is that it's been removed because they won't do it after all. And to this one, I don't really know what to say. I personally think they will come out with hardcore servers, and why would they put in the code for them to just remove it again? If they were not going to do hardcore servers, they simply would not go for it, and they wouldn't like give any time, resources or energy into making this, putting the code in, right? So the fact that they put it in, to me, kind of signals something is happening, it's going somewhere, but it's also like we're waiting, we're in content limbo right now, waiting for official hardcore servers, and until then, I guess we have Classic era, and playing there has been absolutely fantastic recently. Now I really wanted to make this video as a follow-up to my previous video, because the simple fact is, people that are playing hardcore really do want these official hardcore servers to come out. I think hardcore servers, or official hardcore servers, is something a lot of us are looking forward to, and after that video I think a lot of people became very optimistic and positive about it. Now don't get me wrong, I am still optimistic and I think it will happen, but I just want to make the record clear that they have removed this from the game files, and because that was a pretty big video of mine where I talked about the actual official hardcore servers, I really feel like I owe it to you guys to also tell you that they have taken it out, and you can take that with, take that as you want. Personally, I don't think this is them removing the option, I just think it's them actually taking this, putting it into retail, as they just did in the PTR, and now that they have it there, they have copied it into a classic patch, and they're going to come out with that very soon. But I just wanted to set the record straight, show you guys that update, because this is something that even Wowhead didn't update on their post either, so I feel like it's something that is very easy to miss, and it's something I actually caught in guild chat when I was playing Classic Hardcore on Classic Era recently, where people were talking about this subject, and someone, I don't remember your name, but someone in guild chat told me that they had, the same person who data mined the official hardcore servers have also data mined that they have been, that those files have now been completely removed. At the end of the day, this is really just me speculating about what all of this means, what it means that Blizzard put this into the actual codes, the interface code, and what it means but that they actually took it out as well. So let me know your thoughts and your analysis in the comments down below. I do think at the end of the day, we're all just looking, well, those of us playing hardcore, we are looking for official hardcore servers. I personally think they would be fantastic. I will probably talk more about them in future videos as well. One thing that I personally really do enjoy, like the idea of official hardcore servers, is that there will be a lot less bots on those servers, because they will have a much harder time surviving to the level they need to get to start becoming profitable. That is like a massive thing that I think is being overlooked. That is a huge positive for hardcore servers. But once again, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know when you think official hardcore servers will be coming out, if they're coming out, also in a comment down below. I can't wait to see and read your comments. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please consider dropping a like, it really does help me out, and if you want more videos just like this one, then consider subscribing. I am going to be uploading almost daily Classic WoW videos, so if that's something you're into, then this is the place to be. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.